Hello. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we are talking about all things Rudraksha. In fact, we are going to watch videos by Sadhguru, him consecrating Rudraksha, him talking about this sacred bead, and we're going to see what we can learn. My apologies, just trying to adjust the lighting. And if you are tuning in live, this is the time to answer. I will answer any of your questions. It relates to this special bead. As you can see, I'm wearing this Nepal Rudraksha, the Himalayan Rudrakshas. I have some to show you, and we're gonna demystify this. So ask your Rudraksha questions here. If you are watching this broadcast afterwards, if you missed the live, that's okay. I will still answer any of your questions. You comment down below, and if it's an important question, I will make a full-length video about it. So without further ado, my friends and ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's watch some videos by Sadhguru. Starting with video number 1 is Sadhguru consecrating Rudraksha. Let's go. So what is he doing here? Well, of course, this doesn't need to be said, but I'll share this with you, how he consecrates Rudraksha. What doesn't need to be said is that this is in the Isha Yoga Center, and that place is fully vibrant, fully alive. It is so energetic, so alive, and these couple of million, 5 million Rudraksha beads are in front of the Adiyogi, right next to a 600 kilogram solidified Mercury lingam. If you stand there, the energy is just, it's beaming with life. So if these Rudraksha beads just sit there for some time, they will become energized. Sadhguru is also throwing bilva, it's called, there's a special leaf, it is called, yes, neem leaves, I believe. This is neem leaves that he's throwing on the beads, and with actively using his throat chakra, active in his throat chakra, he is making them to come alive. This is what consecration is. Fortunately, Rudraksha beads are very easy to energize. It's not like a solidified mercury element, which takes a lot of energy. Just enough has to touch this, and it will reverberate with that energy. So this is sufficient. He throws some leaves on top of the beads, and I'm sure that some water maybe has been added or splashed. Sometimes he splashes water on flowers that he wishes to dispense to his followers. And that's all it takes. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I have acquired 55 Rudraksha Malas, exactly the ones that you see here. And I'm going to be energizing them with the energy of Kailash. They're actually right behind me, behind my altar here. And they're sitting there. I'm doing some things with them. And in a few days' time, it's already quite powerful. I'm going to show you. I'm going to reach into one, and I'm going to show you exactly what's happening. And in about a week's time, I'm not sure exactly how long, but I want them to be fully energized, fully powerful, so that when you get this is the box that it's going to come in, electric blue, very appropriate. When you open it up, it'll hit you. The energy will hit you. And if you put it on, magic is going to happen. So let me just go back. Let me continue. So after this video, the next video I saved is Sadhguru very briefly talking about Rudraksha. Let's watch.
All of you. Rudraksh is a seed. From the Rudraksh tree, of course, at a certain altitude, particularly in the Himalayan region. These trees grow, they also grow in southern India, but not of the same quality. So the Rudraksh that comes from this region has a very unique reverberation that assists a person who is trying to organize his or her energies in such a way that this will function as a complete life by itself. That means to integrate your energies in such a way that you have a small cocoon of your own energies. Wherever you are, no matter in what kind of situation or what kind of company, still you are in a cocoon of your own energies, which keeps you safe, well, protected, and above all, effective with whatever you wish to do. Any human being who…
Yes, so we're gonna discuss exactly what Sadhguru just said. Let me go back to reading some of the comments here. Someone asked. Josh asks, what needs to be done in order to maintain the energies and physical structure? I'm assuming that you are talking about what needs to be done to maintain the energy of Rudraksha. Well, at the very basic, most minimal level, what you can do is you can chant mantras. So any Sadhguru mantra will do. You can chant Om Namah Shivaya, very powerful mantra. You can also meditate on this energy and see if you can expand it. Primarily, if you get the one that I'm offering here, you meditate on this picture, the picture of Kailash. This was taken by me. And one of the best pictures of Kailash that I've ever seen in my life. So if you have this picture in your room, or if you look at this picture and you meditate, things, very phenomenal things will happen, can happen. So how you maintain the energies of your Rudraksha, think about how to maintain your own energies. Rudraksha is a tool to sustain you. So as you begin to meditate more and more, these energies, the natural energy of your body will exude, and you will also energize your beads. Let's move on to the next question. Rishikesh, I've been to Rishikesh, asks, do you know what Sadhguru did to his wife? That actually is going to be the topic of the next video that I will likely do today. It'll be a podcast with myself and James. We're going to talk about what happened to Sadhguru's wife, so you stay tuned. But to answer your question, no, I do not. I just know what Sadhguru said happened. Hey Bill asks, you asked your projection to Sadhguru's wife. What are your thoughts on the plant, on weed? Okay, my thoughts on this herbal substance, you should stay away from it. You shouldn't do it at all costs. It's very harmful and detrimental to your health. Maybe if you're very stuck in life, once or twice in your whole lifetime, you try this, maybe it's okay, but not for the regular common folks. That's not the topic of today's video, so we're going to move on from the subject, and we're going to go back to watching video about Sadhguru. So after this video, we have some very interesting videos to watch. You stay tuned.
could be drawn or swayed by external situations.
I think this video is over. Let's watch this. This is a nice YouTube short. Sadhguru succinctly describes Sadhguru and why you should, about Rudraksha and why you should wear it.
Why Rudraksha is worn on the body is, one thing is it cleanses the aura. Another reason why it's worn by Indian sadhus and mendicants is they're constantly traveling. So person who is constantly traveling wears a Rudraksha so that he has a cocoon of his own energy, that the outside energies does not disturb him. If you just hold your Rudraksha above the water, it will tell you whether to drink or not. If any food appears in front of you, if you hold it, even if there is a tiny bit of poison in it, instantly it will go anticlockwise. It brings down the blood pressure in your system, your nerves will be calm, all these kind of things. Today doctors are prescribing Rudraksha in India. Why?
We're gonna talk about every every point that he just made in the next video, but I just wanted to briefly touch upon the last sentence that he said, is that Rudraksha brings down the blood pressure of your body. This is something that I haven't talked about, but I've heard Sadhguru talk about this, and it is absolutely true from my own inner experience. I have many Rudraksha Malas. In my whole house, if I had to gather up all the Rudraksha beads I have, it would be well over 10,000. Probably more, maybe 15 or 20,000, including the ones that I'm going to ship out to my subscribers, to my viewers. And I have lots of experience with wearing this. And recently, as my body becoming more sensitive, I'm becoming more perceptive, I notice this for myself, that when I put on the Rudraksha beads, it's like instantly a sense of instant calm goes over my body. It's like I'm being protected by a very powerful source, a higher source. It's a very potent, very powerful spiritual tool they shouldn't miss. You shouldn't underestimate. This is why you should invest in this. Let's continue on. Okay, so at 1:44, I made a note for the time. Let's watch.
Grace. This is a certain consecrated Rudraksha bead. The legend says Rudraksha is actually the tears of Shiva. So Shiva sat in a meditative state for a very long time. Everybody thought he's dead because he was completely unmoving. It looks like there was no breath, there was no nothing. But off and on, tears of ecstasy dribbled out of his eyes. That was the only sign of life that he showed, that there was an ecstasy that he could not control, which made him absolutely still. At the same time, once in a way, tears of ecstasy dribbled down. These teardrops fell on the planet or on the ground or in the earth and became Rudraksha. That is what Rudraksha means. These are Shiva's teardrops. There are many aspects to this. One thing is it has a unique reverberation. Another thing is it will be consecrated here, so it will become an instrument of grace. But it is also symbolism. The idea of wearing Rudraksha, the ascetics always wore Rudraksha because of all the creatures on this planet, from the virus to the bacteria, all the microbes, the worms, insects, plants, trees, birds, animals, none of them can consciously decide whether to reproduce or not. It just happens. If the seed falls out, another sapling rises, that becomes another tree. So, nobody can decide whether to reproduce or not. The only creature who has this power is to hold back the seed and not reproduce, but consciously, is the human being. I'm saying it is possible. Whether all human beings are capable or not is another matter, because evolutionary process is a slow process, you know. It's not like on one day, tuck, it's done. It's happening still for some. So Rudraksha bead is symbol of that. The Shiva or the Adi-yogi is represented by this in many ways because this is a symbol of conscious choice, that you decide. The base processes of life, of eating, reproductive nature, sleeping, all these things you decide. Because once you take these things in your hands, your freedom of life is complete. If food, drink, excretion, reproduction and sleep, if these five things come into your hands, conscious hands, it's done, life, everything is free. So Rudraksha bead represents that dimension, that you have chosen to become a conscious human being. It has its health and other benefits, that's a different matter. But one simple thing that you're telling yourself and everybody is, when I wear Rudraksha, I'm a conscious being. I've decided. What is a compulsive activity for every other creature on this planet For me, it is a conscious process. So, a Rudraksha bead which is consecrated in a certain way, which is… will be on Adi Yogi for some time. Probably we will be giving out a few million Rudraks.
Wow, beautiful. So, I want to share something. I actually have one bead that was gifted to me by Isha Foundation in Nepal while I was there in the Linga Bhairavi temple. Everyone received one. I received one. It's very beautiful looking. You can see the size. It's a 5 Face Rudraksha. It is similar to this. Well, in size, it's maybe a little bit smaller. But when I first received this, the energy was so strong, so powerful. The energy naturally diminished because work has been done. And most importantly, I consumed the energy. That's what needs to be done. But if you were to place it at a certain location and consciously do the meditative practices that Sadhguru offers on his application, on his app, you can make this reverberate very powerfully. That wasn't my intention, but still, it's in my temple. It's a very beautiful bead, very nice to look at. This is something so unique and so special to the planet, my friends. It's unlike anything you've ever seen before. I promise you, touching it, feeling it, wearing it will give you benefits beyond what you can imagine. Not $1 billion house or not a fancy car, although maybe that's coming your way. Benefits in your own mind, in your own consciousness. This is the most healthy substance there is. It's fantastic. It's so beautiful, so delicious looking. If I could eat it, I would eat it. Let's see. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next video, and then I will answer your questions at the end. Okay, this is a very good video. We're gonna skip ahead to after the introduction. The benefits of wearing Rudraksha.
Every substance has a certain reverberance to it, everything in the universe. Now we are trying to identify things.
Let's go to the one where it's cleansing the aura. Number 1.
Now, why Rudraksha is worn on the body is, one thing is it cleanses the aura. You know what's aura? A-U-R-A? There is a certain field of light and energy around every body, around every object. Every physical object has its own aura, even inanimate objects. These days it is being photographed and recorded in so many different ways. It cleanses your aura. Aura can be from a pitch black aura to a pure white aura. You know, if you have seen, maybe not so much in America, but if you have seen any of the Spanish pictures or Indian pictures, you will see if they show any saint or sage, always there will be a white halo around their head. It is not that these people walked around with light bulbs behind their heads. It is just that the artist is trying to impress upon you that this is a pure being. He had a pure white aura, that's what is being conveyed. So from a pitch black aura to a pure white aura you can have. If you meet somebody who is into occult processes, who do things with energy, if you meet such a person, most of them are just fakes who just use chicken and tails to scare you. But there are genuine people in that field. In India there are lots of people, so very sophisticated occult. If you meet them, they're powerful in a very different way. Totally pitch black aura. They're very, very powerful.
Let's…
in a pure white aura, in between. This does not mean if you wear a Rudraksha tomorrow, this can purify your aura. This does not mean if you wear a Rudraksha tomorrow morning, you will have a halo glowing behind your head. Not like that, but you're aspiring to purify yourself. When you're aspiring to purify yourself, every little help, every little aid you get, you want to make use of it.
Let's touch upon this very briefly. Yes, this is a aura cleansing instrument. It's like it cleans this whole space. I've worn a Rudraksha for many years now, and I've traveled with it. That's the next topic that Sadhguru is going to discuss. But very simply, very gently, this is something that has to come into your experience. I will just tell you that it does cleanse your aura. It's the equivalent of maybe you light incense in your room, you do so many things in your room, and then it becomes so smoggy and difficult to breathe and no fresh air. You open the window, you get a draft going, and instantly the fresh air comes in and you can breathe easier and everything is cleared out. That's exactly what happens to your own energetic field when you wear this. It's like opening the window. Everything becomes nice and breezy. Let's move on to the next point.
Another reason why it's owned by Indian sadhus and mendicants is they're constantly traveling. One who is constantly eating and sleeping in different places, his body goes through a certain level of destabilization. In the sense, many of you might have noticed this, you went to a new place, even if you're very exhausted, somehow in a certain place your body won't settle down and sleep. Have you noticed this ever? If you're a traveling person, you would have noticed it in some places, your body just won't settle down. You're fully exhausted, but you cannot sleep. This is because in your own house, in your own bedroom, today there is something called as… the forensic people are using this, what? Thermal imaging, is it? See, if you sit here now, 24 hours later, somebody will come with a machine and find out where Gayatri was sitting. There is a memory in the place, which they're able to detect this person was sitting only here, not there. Well, if you bring your dog, it knows you're sitting here, isn't it? So something is left there, isn't it so? Something is obviously left there, that is why a dog or a machine or something can detect it. So, you are sleeping in the same bed every day, here, certain aspect of your energy is left here, here you're very comfortable. If you go to another place where the energies are very different, your body may not settle, sometimes it could be damaging to the system. So person who is constantly traveling wears a Rudraksh so that he has a cocoon of his own energy, that the outside energies does not disturb him. He has a… we call this a kavacha. You know what's a kavacha? Kavach. It's more like a cocoon. It's a cocoon of your own energy. Wherever you go, you have your private bedroom going with you. It travels with you wherever you go. Especially in travel, your aura gets frayed. This is the reason why you feel so exhausted with travel. Actually, you sit and do nothing. Somebody is driving, you just sit. After 10 hours, you find you're so tired. You did nothing because your energy gets frayed. Your body is moving at a faster speed than it is designed to move. So the first thing that is damaged is your aura. If you go faster, let's say you travel 600 miles per hour in an open space without a windshield, you will see your skin will peel off, isn't it? After that your flesh will fly off, after that your bones will fly off. Yes or no? The first thing that begins to be damaged is your aura. So with movement, with faster and faster movement, aura gets frayed. So if you wear Rudraksh, it gives you a certain cocoon, it gives you a certain stability to your aura. The travel, movement can be taken well.
That is very correct and true. Again, as I said, I've worn Rudraksha for many years, and I've noticed this for myself, that when you move to a new place, your body isn't comfortable there. It's a brand new environment, brand new space. You don't know if it's safe to fully let it go, shut off your consciousness and go to sleep. So your body has difficulty of doing that. Even if you're very exhausted and it's in the middle of the night, your body just won't do it. This is an aid towards helping you with that, to overcome that. It's not a complete solution, but I've noticed when I was traveling in India, I went to a certain hotel in New Delhi and a brand new place, never been to that country, and now I'm in the hotel room and I need to sleep. Well, I was always wearing Rudraksha, and I felt this process that my body wasn't very comfortable with falling asleep, but that resolved itself in a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and I fell asleep. Is that to do with the Rudraksha or not? Well, I'm not sure, but in this case, we're going to have to attribute it to that yes, it was. And Sadhguru says that this is a cocoon of your own energy. You wear this, it cocoons you. Absolutely. Not only does this protect you from negative energies, I think this is the next topic that Sadhguru is going to discuss, but it makes you have a house around you. This is like you're in your house everywhere you go. This This is a spiritual technology like that. So wherever you go, you carry your house with you. Wherever you go, you're the same energy everywhere. You don't get impacted by the energies of the surroundings. That's why it's an invaluable tool, and you should invest in it. Let's continue.
This also is a kind of protection. You know, people use negative energies to affect other people's lives. You're aware of this? What do you call that here? Yes, Billi Shunyam, the black magic or whatever you call it, there are various kinds of arts. One Veda, out of the four Vedas, one Veda is dedicated towards this. The Atharvana Veda is all about how to manipulate energies to your benefit and somebody's detriment. If you wear Rudraksh, it also protects you against that kind of negative situations. Many times, these things could happen to people even though they are not directed towards them. Right now, let's say somebody is doing some black magic to me, but I am not receptive to it. You're sitting here, you may get it. It is not necessary it must be aimed at you. If you're susceptible at a certain moment, you will get it. So, many times people may go through bad patches and things like that. Don't describe this, I don't want to create fear in your mind, but many times we have seen people being influenced by certain things, not knowing what's happening, blaming all kinds of things, not knowing what exactly is happening with themselves. Wearing a simple mala gives a certain level of protection for that person.
That is correct, my friends. Thinking about my life, I have some friends that are dealing with difficult situations, so then you absolutely must invest in this. This will be a tool to aid you in that process to remove these subtle influences from your life. I can just imagine, because I've never experienced these things in my life, never had anyone do occult practices on me, some negative way, but my energies have grown to a certain state that I can imagine how this occult process is, meaning to your benefit, to others' detriment. And I can imagine what I would need to do that to somebody else. And imagining that scenario, if someone was wearing this on themselves, it's a very powerful protection. It's like you're wearing steel around you. Very difficult, not easy to penetrate, not easy to pierce inside of that. And almost impossible, I would say. So if you wear enough of this, something stable like this, or if you, and also if you have a spiritual practice, you become pretty much nullified to these energetic influences. It won't impact you. It doesn't impact me. If someone was doing something very serious, like really wanting things done and in a professional matter, and multiple people were doing this at the same time, well, I would definitely not take this off. I would keep this on me, and I would wear as many as I can. And that would instantly repel this. This is a very powerful tool. This is Shiva's work. This is the Rudra's creation. And not easy to be susceptible to occult influences if you wear this. Or pretty much impossible, I would say. So if you're ever worried about occult influences or black magic or negative energy, well, invest in this. Invest in something like this. You wear this properly, it will change your whole aura, it'll change your energy, it'll change your living environment, it'll change your consciousness. The benefits of this are too great to speak of, and I'll do my best. The most fundamental thing is that it changes your consciousness for the better. There's nothing like this on the planet. This was created for human beings by Shiva himself, the great god, and we're all here benefiting from it. So I'll tell you how you can acquire this in a few minutes. Let's continue on.
One more reason why people wear this is, even in the wild, if you were thirsty and you're walking in a jungle, you found little water, you drink it, you could be poisoned. You could paralyze yourself or you could kill yourself, because even in nature, water could be poisoned with certain gases. You know, certain lakes and other things have bad whatever, they have a history of, people, tribals and others have feared that there are ghosts existing, that is simply because the water is poisoned with certain gases and whatever else, and people consume and instantly they go through pain and suffering, and because of that, it got some other kind of names going with that. If you just hold your Rudraksh above the water, it will tell you whether to drink or not. If any food appears in front of you, if you hold it, even if there is a tiny bit of poison in it, instantly it will go anti-clockwise. Let me see, check this water. You never know. This is good water. You put a tiny drop of poison into this, which you cannot detect by smell or taste, that kind of poison. You hold this and see, immediately it will go anti-clockwise.
So this is the only one, this is the only thing that Sadhguru said that's I have a little bit of difficulty agreeing with. Of course, nothing that Sadhguru says I disagree with. He's much smarter than me, much more enlightened than me. But I've experimented with this. I have many Rudraksha beads, and I tried holding the mala and rotating it or allowing it to do its work around food, proper healthy food, and around other poisonous materials like bleach, for example. And yes, it does, but it's heavily influenced by me. Meaning, if I infuse very negative energy towards a healthy piece of fruit and I think this is very bad, naturally the rotation will become counterclockwise. And it's not so much my hand moving, although there is a subtle influence of that. I've tried this and I've experimented with different types of necklaces that aren't Rudraksha. I've placed this around similar types of objects. The spin isn't that aggressive. This has an intelligence on its own, of its own. Similarly, I've put the mala in front of or on top of some poisonous material like bleach, and I infused it with positive energy. And I thought if I drank this, it would cleanse my body. Of course, don't do this. This is just, this is just imagination. And subtly, the mala would start turning clockwise. So what this means to me is you have to become that much of a sensitive receptacle that you can see water. For example, you can see a cup of water, and without you having to take out your Rudraksha and seeing if it's clockwise or counterclockwise, you will know instantly by yourself if it's poisoned or not. You can do that. If a dog can do that, which they can, and a cat can do that, which they also can, you can also do that. You're much more evolved and intelligent than they are. So the issue is becoming sensitive and receptive enough to these energies so that you become aware of what's happening. Let's continue on.
So that's another reason, and there are various other aspects to it. It brings down the blood pressure in your system, your nerves will be calm, all these kind of things. Today, doctors are prescribing Rudraksha in India. For hypertension, cardiac ailments, doctors are actually prescribing Rudraksha. They just wear this, your blood pressure will go down because it has a certain reverberation which calms the whole system.
That is absolutely true, 100% fact. I've noticed this in my own experience, as I've mentioned before, that it will calm you down. It'll calm down your blood pressure. This is a fantastic gift to anyone that is dealing with hypertension or blood pressure or anger issues. It's like a very balancing tool. It's connected to such a high authority, such a powerful force. So instantly you feel very safe and reassured. Your body will literally calm down. I'm sure there must be some scientific evidence to this. You can easily prove this. You just conduct a simple experiment and you will know. So I hope that some experiments will be conducted in the future.
The main purpose is to make you available to grace. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter what circus you do, what yoga you do, what else you do, ultimately it's only by becoming available to grace you become a possibility. This is why a devotee attains quicker than anybody, because he just offers himself like that. If that sense of offering and things are not brought in, yoga will become circus. Without grace, whatever you do, whether it is spiritual process, health, wealth, success, there will be no success in any area of life if in some way you do not become available to grace. that's for sure. Either you become consciously available or unconsciously in your own way you became available, okay? Every human being, every creature is becoming available in some way. But if you're consciously making that a part of your life, then everything works, it's a well-lubricated life, everything works easy and smooth. So Rudraksha is just creating that possibility, enhancing it a little bit. Not that without Rudraksha you will not be available to grace. You will be. It is just that you want to use every support that is available to you.
That is correct, my friends. This is the most fantastic spiritual tool that I've come across on planet Earth. There's hardly 2 or 3 other tools in the spiritual game that are as potent and powerful as this. If you are spiritually committed on this path, I highly suggest you invest in this. I have approximately 49 left for sale. I will make sure to give instructions in the description of this video after it's over. And you can invest in this yourself. I highly recommend you invest in this from me because of the certain qualities that I'm going to explain very soon. Like, for example, it's going to be consecrated with the energies of Kailash and a very nice bead, and it's sourced from the appropriate place. But you don't have to necessarily purchase this from me. Just wearing Rudraksha will change your consciousness, will change your state of mind, and this needs to happen for the entire planet. I want to live in a conscious world, a conscious planet, where human beings are kind to each other, kind to animals, living in consecrated, conscious spaces. And it starts with you. It starts with myself also. It starts with you as an individual. So anything you do to evolve yourself, to improve and enhance your state of consciousness, that's where you must follow. If you're thinking the price is it's quite a hefty price, 110 Canadian dollars. That includes shipping. That's the sacrifice you have to make for this, and it's just money. Unless you don't have enough to feed yourself, well, you rest assured, if you want to get this, just wait, be patient, continue feeding yourself, continue eating. Eating food is a little bit more important, it's the priority. But if you have funds available to invest in this, this is one of the best investments you can make towards your spiritual practice. And one quick thing I want to share is that if you do purchases with PayPal, please choose the family and friends option instead of the goods and services. If you choose the goods and services, PayPal will take $5 just for a fee for that service. So I'm your friend. You don't need service protection because I'm here to servicely protect you. And you're not buying this from some eBay seller or anybody else. There's always an option what kind of sale this is. If it's a goods and services or it's a friends and family, well, I am your friend and you're wishing to send me money for this. That's perfectly acceptable, and no fee will be paid to PayPal. Let's move on. Well, first, actually, let's answer some questions. I'm sure we have some questions going here. Let's see. Bamu asks, optimal meditation time for inner work. Personally, I try to maintain 20 to 30 minutes a day. Yes, my friends, if you're talking about meditation, you have to be meditative and aware of your life throughout the day, constantly, 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week. So don't take breaks. But I do Shambho Mahamudra. At least I try to do this every single day. And it takes about 21 minutes. That's the official practice I do. So 20 minutes is the minimum time that is required for meditation, I would say. Next, Bamu also asks, any good supplements to stay level-headed while being far into self-development? Yes, I take a variety of supplements. One of the most essential supplements is vitamin D3 if you're living in the Northern Hemisphere, especially now, because lack of access to sunlight, your body absolutely needs it, as well as B12 if you're not eating suffering dead animals out there. Very important that you supplement with B12. And I also take a daily vitamin. This is just simple multivitamin that I take. I don't take this every day, it's a little bit too much, but every other day or every third day I take this and my body feels fine. Bamu also asks, how does nicotine affect someone spiritually? Nicotine. Well, nicotine is a nervous stimulant, and all nervous stimulants reduces your level of prana. It removes your prana, actually. So I would highly suggest and highly recommend you stay away from every nervous stimulant on the spiritual path. That includes coffee, caffeinated tea, nicotine, and whatever, anything, chili peppers, and anything that stimulates your nervous system, because it removes your prana. And prana is the name of the game when it comes to spirituality. K. Singh asks, what time do you wake up and sleep, and how many times do you eat a day? What time I wake up and sleep, that varies between the days. Today I woke up at 10, 11, and that's when I start my day. Other days I start my day much earlier. I would prefer it this way, but sometimes I go to sleep much later. Like, for example, yesterday I went to sleep at 3 a.m. and I woke up much later. But ideally I want to sleep at 10 p.m. That's my bedtime. I go to bed at 10 p.m. and I wake up at around 6, 7. That's the ideal bedtime. How many times do I eat per day? There's no number or limit. I eat as is required for my body. Like, for example, today I haven't eaten anything except I drank some lemon water, and it's already 6 p.m. So likely I will have some kind of a smoothie, and that'll be the end. That'll be it for one day. So some days I eat more, some days I eat less. I pay attention to my body. I listen to myself, and I conduct this consciously, which this spiritual tool definitely helps you with that. Okay, Stoner's Couch asks, how long have you been practicing semen retention for? I have been practicing semen retention for approximately 2 years now. This is going over 2 years, and very proud of that fact. And this is the 3rd year. So yeah, lots of benefits have been made. And one of the most important spiritual practices you can do, especially if you're a man, is semen retention. Bamu asks, will only one Rudraksha have benefits? Yes, it will. But the minimum amount of Rudraksha that you should wear is 84. The reason why it's 84 is because the minimum amount of, that's not a great example, but in a car, for example, you need 4 wheels at the minimum to drive. You could get away with 3, but it's not optimal. Sometimes 2, but that's going down line, or 1, that's a unicycle. So this is kind of like that. You need a minimum number of these beads to work properly and work energetically. And 84, Sadhguru said, and I feel this is accurate. But ideally, you'd want to wear 84. 84 is the amount of beads that is in one of these malas. If you think this is 2, it's not 2. It's just very long. It's doubled up. It's coiled twice around my neck. Krish Talks asks, hey, will the Rudraksha have any impact on improving sleep? Absolutely. Not only will it have beneficial impact on your sleep, it'll have beneficial impact on the rest of your life and your body. As we've said and we've mentioned in this video, that it reduces your blood pressure. So it makes you calmer. It makes you more sensitive to life, makes you more relaxed. And that will definitely translate well into sleep. So yes, absolutely, it will help in your sleep. Jack Smith asks, what does it mean if your skin gets older after a powerful energy transmission? The only example I can think of is Sadhguru consecrating the Dhyana Linga. Well, I'll have to come back to this question. I don't know how to answer it just yet. From someone else. Okay. Stoner Couch, what's your perspective on smoking the substance while on the spiritual path? I would strongly recommend you avoid it at all costs. Unless if your doctor prescribes it and it's absolutely curing some very serious disease, you should stay away from it. It has virtually no benefits when it comes to you becoming a more conscious, more aware human being. It may appear that it has benefits because it's a very feminine plant and it makes you more in tune with your sensitive side. And if you absolutely need that and you can't get that by yourself and you're not noticing any side effects, I mean, okay. But at the same time, it makes your brain slower. It intoxicates you. It's a very sticky substance. It reduces your memory. I wouldn't advise it. I would advise you meditate and make yourself feel good and happy and joyful without any substance. Yes. Plus, it's a mind-altering substance. It's a narcotic. So it's not good. Not good to change your mind. Not good to change your mental state. The best drug in the world is sobriety. Okay, Bamu. If I'm buying from you will I receive 1 or 84? If you are buying this from me, you will receive 108, not 1. This is what it looks like. This is one Rudraksha Mala. What's one necklace? And this is 108 beads, which is exactly what you want. And this is exactly what I'm wearing on my neck. This is what you will receive. And I have 49 left before they're all gone. We're going to talk about how I source them after I answer all of your questions. Krish recently visited Coimbatore Ashram. Really great experience. Oh yes. Shout out to Krish. I believe you're in my Discord server. If it's the same Krish, shout out to you. Crappy Blonde. There are days I struggle to keep my routine going, being calm and keep my equilibrium. These days really throw me off and I get very frustrated and eventually depressed. How to deal with this? Don't try to keep a routine. Just do what comes naturally. And if you try to keep a routine, it's like walking on a tightrope. You fall off and falling off hurts. I understand what you mean. The solution is you become more conscious. You become a conscious human being so that it doesn't matter if you're on your routine or off your routine. You can keep your equilibrium. Nothing can happen to you in this life that should sway you from your equilibrium. Someone throws mud on your face. Hey, a big disgrace. Still keep your equilibrium. So how does this relate to this spiritual bead? Well, my friends, this makes you a more conscious human being. This is exactly what we're talking about here. This is going beyond all ups and downs of life. This is becoming a more conscious human being, more centered, more equanimous. And yes, this is a very loaded, very big question. Let's see what else I can share with you here. You get frustrated and eventually depressed. Well, my friends, also the spiritual path is about removing and releasing your suffering. So meditate, become aware, watch Sadhguru's videos, subscribe to his channel. Meditate is the best answer I can give you, so that you put your minds to ease, and regardless of what you do, you can remain equanimous. Stoner's Couch, agreed with everything you say about the herbal substance. I make sure I'm high on life before I get high on this substance. Absolutely. Some people have said that Shiva, the Adiyogi, was a big partaker in this substance. He was puffing it a lot. I don't think so. I highly doubt it. Maybe he was so inebriated, so intoxicated by his own self. You can just imagine, okay? The stories of the Adiyogi are, he was sitting basically exactly what you see here in front of Kailash, or in front of the Himalayas, in the northern Himalayas, intoxicated beyond anything you can imagine. People would come just to witness him sitting with his eyes closed, not doing anything. Tears of joy would be flowing down his face. That's the only sign of life that they saw. Okay, this man is alive, because he wouldn't move for months. This would happen, but possibly or potentially for longer. And then you think he emerges out of meditation. Okay, let me go to the ditch. Let me pick up there's these herbal plants here. Give me a fire and let me light it up and let me experience some bliss from this little herbal plant. Absolutely no. I highly, that would be absurd. So whatever this mythology came, this man is, doing this. I highly doubt it. Broski, what makes these good and how much? What makes these good? Well, that's been the topic of discussion for the entire length of the show. But in essence, to describe your question, is that they're associated with Shiva. This being here, you see behind me, the Adiyogi or Rudra, the roarer. This is a very close energy source to what we call Shiva. It's a very powerful tool. It's literally the most powerful spiritual tool that I've ever come across currently on this planet Earth. There are some very valuable tools like solidified mercury and other elements like this. Those are separate. This is a natural bead that grows in the Himalayas and very closely connected to Shiva. You wear this, you are getting closer to Shiva himself. And how much? They go only for the price of 110 Canadian dollars. You can purchase this by sending me a PayPal donation. And when you do, again, just to reiterate, choose family and friends so that there's no fee paid to PayPal for no reason, instead of choosing goods and services. So I'm your friend. You send me 110 Canadian dollars. That includes shipping also. So you send me your shipping address and I'll ship it to you wherever you are in the world in this very nice blue box. Electric blue, very appropriately. Jack Smith, my guess is my earlier question is something to do with my psychosis, not being balanced enough to handle big energy. Yes, your previous question was, oh yeah. You have to prepare your body to be able to handle big energy. I know this tool will fundamentally change you. It'll get you more grounded, more stable. This is why also the red barriers between each bead, it's towards you making you a more stable human being. This will definitely help you. And what's made me stable, and I'm continuing growing in this is a process. What's going to make me more stable is the spiritual tools. Not only the work that I'm doing inside of myself. Some people may think, oh, you shouldn't depend on tools. You shouldn't be dependent on anything. Well, then why are you wearing shoes? Why are you so dependent on shoes? Throw the shoes away and go walk barefoot. No. All tools are valid. All tools are useful. Some tools are much better than others. This is by far the best spiritual tool that there is, period. If you can provide me something better, I would love to see it. And believe me, my friends, I have lots of spiritual tools in my disposal. So I can comfortably and confidently claim this. Crappy Blonde asks, thank you for, love the name by the way. Thank you for the answer. Are there ways to get private sessions with you to go in depth? Yes, I'm glad you asked that question. You can add me on PayPal. You can add me on Facebook, on Instagram, or Discord. The links will be on my YouTube page and as well as in the description of this video after this video ends. And the price to talk to me is 220 Canadian dollars. Why would you want to do a spiritual call with me? Because I can lead you towards emptiness. I can lead you towards enlightenment. That's actually the only thing I do. I'm not here to be a therapist. I'm not here to be an occult advisor or a mystical expert or whatever it is. If you want enlightenment and if you want a guidance, you want someone to walk you towards this path, if you're confused, if you want your obstacles to be removed, I'm your man. And that's the price. So $220 will get you basically to talk to me, and I will talk to you for as long as it takes for you to reach your final goal, or as long as it's appropriate. I haven't really figured out the kinks here. So if you want to talk to me, price is $220. You can send that to me on PayPal. And yes, it'll be a wonderful decision. Broski asks, will buying this benefit me if I'm already have an Isha Rudraksha Mala? Absolutely. So I have 55 of these that are going to be for individual, you can purchase them. But I also have approximately 10 or 12 that you've seen me wear. And I have many more in storage. So I have thousands of these beads. Why? Because when I first understood the power, I couldn't get enough of it. Please give me more. If I could acquire more, I would acquire massive amounts. So this, yes, invest. Let the energy grow. Let your spiritual energy grow. And this is not the same as the Isha one. We're going to get into it in just a few moments. This is sourced from the Himalayas. This is sourced from Aruna Valley in Nepal, which is the best place that Rudraksha grows in the world, period. So I'm very glad that you have the Rudraksha Mala from Isha. You should invest in that also if you're listening to me. And alongside this, especially if you care about this magical place, Kailash. So yes, definitely invest in this. Stoner's Couch asks, yes, bro, I feel like that's why Shiva was pictured smoking a bowl due to the exact reason you said, like smoking is the metaphor for him being always intoxicated. Yes, that's correct. That's absolutely correct. So someone needed to show that he's intoxicated. Well, how do you do that? You're smoking something or he's doing something. But no, he sat with his legs crossed and he was higher than this mountain, for sure. And he didn't need to combust some substance into his lungs and cough. That's absurd. Crappy Blonde. Okay, I have no social media, but I can get on Discord or Telegram. Okay, Discord is the best place. I don't really have Telegram. So Discord, it'll be linked in my video description and my YouTube page. You message me there. We'll talk from there. Mahesh, namaskaram. How do you clean your Mercury bead? You can use Vibhuti. You can also use Sacred Ash from Isha. You can also use toothpaste, but it will always oxidize, so it'll always return to this elemental green color. You can clean it for, if you're going to a social event, it'll stay nice and shiny for some time, but eventually it'll oxidize, inevitably, and there's really no purpose or no point of cleaning it. I have a big piece of this particular element. It is a lingam, which as you see here. So I'm in the process of energizing this, and this will be out for sale for someone very special. This, yeah, this won't be cheap. Okay, my friends, if there's no more questions, it looks like there aren't. Let's continue. I need to finish this off. We're going to get to some important parts right now. So let me change the... You're very welcome. All right. Next is Sadhguru talking about the one-faced Rudraksha. This is very interesting. It's a very phenomenal video. I think you're going to really like this. Let's watch.
At one time I had 8.
So before I give you some context, Rudraksha has 0 faces all the way to 21, or 1 face to 21 faces. This is a 5 face. There are 5 individual grooves in this, but they become less rare or more rare depending on the faces. 1 face is extremely rare and extremely potent, and it's very difficult to find them. Only like 2 or 3 maybe are picked from the planet every year, and very expensive, like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 if you're buying this from a shop in Nepal, and extremely powerful. So let's hear Sadhguru talking about it. Here we go.
Very wonderful ekamukis with me. I threw all of them into the Kaveri river. A very powerful Rudraks. When I came to the conclusion of Dhyanalingam consecration, I went and dropped it in the Kaveri river. You can try, I can tell you where I dropped it. Very wonderful, powerful Rudraks. Now, ekamukhi, wearing a Rudraks which is not suitable for you can cause a lot of disturbance to your life. Generally we say, if you wear ekamukhi, within 12 days you leave your family. The question is not whether you will leave your family or not. The nature of the ekamukhi is such, it will set you into that kind of mode that you cannot be with people. It is for an ascetic. It is not for somebody who wants to live in family situations where there is physical contact with people, emotional contact with people. This won't assist you. It will just pull you away in a different direction. If you try to go this way when it's pulling you that way, it will cause disasters to your life. I know people, all these 8 Rudraks, 1 was given to me by somebody else who had it. All the other 7 came to me from people who had in their families, inheriting it for a long time, and it was causing havoc in their families. And when I looked at them, I told them, these are the troubles that you have, and you got a Rudraksh in your house. You remove it from your place, everything will be okay. So they offloaded it on me. I kept it with me somewhere between 15 to, the last one maybe 3-4 years, but in a span of about 15 years I collected these 8 Rudraks, and once the Dhyanalingam was over, I just put all of them into the river. I could have offloaded it on you, I'm sure you're willing.
This thing about seeking ekamukhi, seeking saligrams, please leave these things alone. This is not genuine spiritual process. This is souvenir collection, Wherever you go, you want to pick up something and think this is sacred, that is sacred. Everybody wants a ekamukhi. You yourself have many faces. When you have many faces, if you wear a ekamukhi, you're asking for trouble. If your whole life is just one-pointed and then you wear it, it's a great thing. Your life is going in different directions, you're playing many roles, you have different faces for different people that you see in your life, don't you? Don't you have many faces, I'm asking? When you have many faces, if you wear a ekamukhi, you're looking for trouble, just like that. Stop looking for these fanciful things. There is something that you can do with this one, let's do that. Instead of going about looking for fancy pieces of something in a riverbed or on a tree or wherever else, leave them. If you deserve such things, it will come to you somehow. But I don't think you need them right now.
This video, Sadhguru was talking about… Sadhguru was talking about the one face Rudraksha, which I have. It's in storage. I have a moon, small, very small, it's called the moon Rudraksha. I will bring it and I will show you what it is and I will demonstrate things with this. It's very powerful. I actually couldn't handle the energy when I first acquired this. I purchased two. Remarkably powerful, wow. And I had to put it in storage because it was causing so much energy I couldn't handle, I couldn't control. And my family was suffering as a result of this. I would get headaches and at one point I realized, oh, it's because of this. So then you may be asking yourself, you may be thinking, oh, well then why are you selling this? Why you have this? Why do you wear this? This is not like that. So one face Rudraksha is extremely potent, extremely powerful, to be meant to be worn by an ascetic, one who is a singular in his mind, singular in his focus, singular in his direction. Not for someone that wants to go get a house, get a job, get a wife, get a family, get this, get that, the other thing. No, it'll disturb your life. It'll set you on a mode where you only want one thing. Either you go towards where it wills you to go, or you have to remove this essence or the source from your life. And as I had to do that in my past, but I feel I've become much more powerful now, and I'll introduce this back into my life and I will see if I can contain this energy. Behind me, which is an altar right below the Adiyogi statue, sits many things such as those that I've acquired in Nepal. For example, I will show you one. This is called as a saligram. This is one that I own. I own also a very big one. I've showed in previous videos. I will do more videos with it. I will explain this to you. But this at one point was very intense, very powerful. Some things were done to it that kind of mediated its effects. But still, if you hold this, you will notice there's a big change in your consciousness and how your system functions. So this is a fossil, that a specific type of fossil. Not all fossils create this type of energy, and it's encompassed in this stone. So very powerful energy. If you leave this alone with somebody that doesn't have any spirituality in their life, this will control them. This will rule them. This will create very unwanted situations for their life towards them seeking ultimate liberation. And if you're not ready for that, well, it's like maybe getting on a roller coaster that you're terrified of or that you're not ready for. It could traumatize you. It could lead to some damage. So it's a little bit what it's like. So talking about one face Rudraksha is not the same as talking about these types of Rudraksha. This is five face Rudraksha. This is suitable for every human being on planet Earth. If you're a child, or if you're an older person, if you're a family person, or if you're an ascetic, if you if you're doing bad things with your lifestyle or doing very wholesome things with your lifestyle. That's another question that people ask is, can you eat meat while you're doing this? Can you engage in sexual activities while you're doing this? Can you do X, Y, and Z? You can do everything. This is a tool to support your intelligence, and it will guide you very gently towards what the right actions in life are. It'll make you more wholesome, more pious. So if you're still engaging in unwanted actions, it's okay. You should still wear this. This will support you. This will help you to heal whatever aspects of you need to be healed. And this won't make you an ascetic or make you on an intense spiritual journey or whatever you can, whatever you're thinking. People sometimes get afraid that to think that if you wear Rudraksha, it's going to make you some sort of monk. It's not. You're going to be much more competent and much more successful in the world, just as I am making these YouTube videos. So don't be afraid. Also, you shouldn't try to acquire one-face Rudraksha. I had the great pleasure and fortune of seeing a one-face Rudraksha in Nepal. I went to this very authentic spiritual store, in fact, where I purchased this saligram from. And I'm realizing what I need to do with the saligram. I'm going to soak it in oil to make it become more juicy and come alive. That's what it needs. So I went to the store and I asked, do you have a one-face Rudraksha? I want to see. And he showed me. He took one out and he I held one in my hand, and it was exactly the size of pretty much this little piece here. But it was, the energy of it was like so smooth, so pristine. It was as if I was holding some fine, refined silk or something so elegant, something so gentle, something so soft. And I could just imagine if I wore this, it would make my energy so smooth, so friction free, so elegant, so refined. I wasn't willing to invest $3,000, but no doubt I would be able to handle the energy. And yeah, that's very rare, and I'm sure in the future I will acquire one. So if you have one, if you want to gift me one, shout out to you. If you want to do that, I'll love you forever. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the 5 Face Rudraksha, which is very different. This is represents many other things. This represents you being better with your body, being better with your mind, being more stable with your mind, and ultimately, as a result, being more successful in the world. So let's move on to our one and final video, which unfortunately I don't have saved here, but it was from, let me Google it. It was from this channel, Beer Biceps, and them talking about, whoop, one moment, them talking about Arun Valley. Let's talk, or let's see. This is where Rudraksha grows. This is where this is sourced from, these beads that I have. He's wearing them too.
It's not an area that is out in Nepal, which are in that. The blessed soul get to be born in places like India and Nepal, which are in that spiritual realm. And I see people from all over the world pouring in, coming here to realize and feel that energy. You talked about Arun Valley. How is it? So Arun Valley is a very rural area. It's not an area that you would think is accessible through a through just a ride. It's not a ride to Arun Valley. You have to really be determined to get there. And the energy in Arun Valley is just, you can't describe it with words, because you are surrounded by these Rudraksha trees, and you are also surrounded by the people who have been doing this and seen transformation of people using Rudraksha. So the day in life in Arun Valley revolves around Shiva because it revolves around Rudraksha.
Tell me more. Why is it difficult to get there?
So the altitude, the roads. So let me tell you a story about my grandfather. Okay. So the reason Nepa Rudraksha is Nepa Rudraksha today is because my grandfather was the first person who was actually able to take Rudraksha from Arun Valley and bring it to Kathmandu. Before then, what happened was Arun Valley was closer to Banaras. So people were actually taking Rudraksha from Arun Valley to Banaras, and from Banaras they're bringing it to Kathmandu. So the route in itself was so long. He is the one who went there, made the supply chain, made the infrastructures in order for the Rudrakshas from Arun Valley to be able to come to Kathmandu. So even that happened in the late 1960s. So that's how rural the place is. Even today, the routes, you have seen the roads of Nepal, it's quite dangerous. So I would think that it takes a lot of courage and lot of determination for one to drive to Arun Valley, which will take them from Kathmandu almost 8-9 hours, and the roads are not in the best of conditions because Nepal, again, country of hills and mountains, so it's not easy for, it's not a flat land where you can build roads. It's extremely hilly. Sometimes there's steep hills and curves, and so driving and getting to Arun Valley is very, very difficult.
In my heart, there's two things for me that are waiting in Nepal. The first is your country. So that's the first thing. I have to go to
Nepal because, yes, the nature, the road trips are there, as well as the temples and the spiritual aspect of
your family. Begin this
is which have Ramdev. To the right, you have Aghora Rupa.
Incline. So there's even this specifically. The total.
Yeah, I've seen spiritual. The youths of Nepal think that they the place where I'm on the way. Between the tower. One of the most common things.
Okay. So essentially that's it. I was assuming there is more information about Arun Valley in this short clip, but it appears that there is not. So Arun Valley is, like this gentleman said, it is a valley in Nepal, and it is extremely difficult to get to. I'm sure it is. I've never been there, but it is the best place. It's one of the most amazing places that Rudraksha trees grow. It's full of Rudraksha trees, and I wish to go there one day. And that's exactly where these beads were sourced from. It was sourced from the best place to acquire Rudraksha seeds on planet Earth. You can acquire Rudraksha seeds, smaller beads like the one that Isha, Sadhguru's ashram, Isha sells, and they're sourced from the Southeast Asia, which is Indonesia. So Rudraksha grows also in Indonesia, excuse me. But the origin of Rudraksha is, of course, Himalayas and essentially Nepal. So Shiva was in the Himalayas when tears of ecstasy shed down his face and these trees started growing, and it grows by far the best in Arun Valley. That's the size difference also. This is the natural size of the Rudraksha tree, or the Rudraksha bead. It is very big, not small, and at least it grows large like this in Arun Valley. When the farther south you go, the more the smaller the size is, and the more distorted it is, and the less frequent it is. So the less quality is available. Of course, you can still make malas with high quality beads, just more have to be kind of sourced. But this was sourced from the best place to get Rudraksha from, which is from Arun Valley. I purposely have told the story. I'll tell the story to you again. I met this very wise gentleman in Nepal, Bhim. He's in charge of an Airbnb, and he allowed me to stay there. I ate his food, very delicious, and I'll definitely see him again in 2026 when I go back to my Kailash trip. And he kind of gifted me the seed that, okay, there's a potential of me acquiring Rudraksha for the purpose of offering to my YouTube subscribers, because he has contacts with the people that actually manufacture this, or the people that harvest this, we should say. So his contact or his friend in Arun Valley harvested these beads in September to October. So it's very recently harvested. This is fresh from the tree. If you were to look at Rudraksha trees, let's actually Google it. First, let's Google Arun Valley. So this is kind of what it looks like. I've never been here before, but I definitely want to go, and it's filled with Rudraksha trees. Wow, my beads started vibrating just seeing this. That's impressive. It's like they know that this is their home. So I definitely want to visit here one day. This is the kind of topography of Nepal. It's very rugged. And we're going to look up Rudraksha seeds. Rudraksha seeds. So this is how it grows, my friends. So it's electric blue. That's the actual fruit. And then once you peel the fruit, you get to the bead. So it all lines up with Shiva and his electric blue throat and his competence over the throat chakra. So I'm very proud to say this, that I sourced one of the highest, if not the highest quality Rudraksha that's possible to acquire on planet Earth. And I have them here available to be shipped to you from wherever you are in the world. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing and the energy potency that these beads have acquired. They're sitting next to my altar. And yeah, I've also acquired not only the highest quality beads, it's extremely beautiful, extremely symmetrical, extremely aesthetic, but also at the opportune time. So it just miraculously everything synchronized that the time of harvest for Rudraksha was just in time for me to actually be ready to buy this and purchase this and acquire this. So just as they were harvesting it, I made the order, and now it is shipped to my house. So let me step back. Let me go and pick one up from my altar here, and I will show you. Maybe you'll be able to see, if you're sensitive to energy, what is happening. This one, nothing's really happening with this, but I'll show you. Give me a moment, 1 second. So I'm very proud of this actually. It's becoming very well done. It's in the process of fully acquiring this energy. Kailash's energy is like light blue. It's white light. That's how I see it. And that's exactly what's inside of this essence of these Rudraksha Malas. And also, I'm very happy and proud to say this, that once this energy has been touched by this bead, essentially it will never go away in its core essence. Maybe the energy will become exhausted. Maybe you will consume the energy. Naturally, you should. But the memory of the imprint that has been made towards these, that will never go away. So I have some Rudraksha that I actually took Kailash with, and at certain moments, that memory can flare up again, and my consciousness will choose to go back there, choose to be in Kailash once again. So that's the fantastic benefit of consecrating these beads like that. So yes, my friend, this is available for purchase, individual purchase. It's, I must also share with you some logistical things, situations. So let me go back to my image here. There we go. Some logistical things that I have to mention here is that Canada is experiencing a global, or I'm sorry, a country, a national strike. So the union that is supporting the Canadian Post, or Canada Post, the postal service that ships everything from Canada, is on strike. So synchronistically, magically, this is the time that everything is kind of slowing down. No shipments are being made, and they're still in the process of talking. The union is talking with the federal government, I'm assuming, towards improving the wages or whatever conditions that they have. And so I actually physically can't ship them out, at least right now, for the next few days or maybe a week or more or so. So this also gives me the opportunity to really strongly energize them and really make them something very powerful. So some people have already purchased them. So I already have all the packaging materials, all the elements necessary. Once the talks between the federal government and the Canada Post are complete and resolved, I will start shipping them out. I have like 8 orders total to complete already in just the first few days. And yes, I think you're going to be extremely happy with this. And I will make sure to do as much as I can, or until the maximum amount of energy has been done towards these Rudraksha beads, so that when you get this, you will really be impacted by the energy that it holds. Very small thing I want to mention, I've also mentioned this in the previous videos. Some Rudraksha beads have little chips on them. Like, for example, maybe the camera will pick up. But you see this white part? This is nothing to be concerned about. That naturally happens, especially when bigger beads like this are shipped or handled. And if you wear it long enough, maybe 1, 2, or 3 beads will have chips. And that's perfectly fine. I've never seen a Rudraksha Mala that is absolutely perfect and pristine. The natural benefit of wearing smaller ones is that it has less grooves, less edges for something to be caught in and break off. And it's perfectly fine, meaning that there's nothing energetically, it doesn't do anything to the necklace, which is I'm very happy about. The only thing is maybe aesthetically, it doesn't look as pleasing. So if you find it and your eye is kind of agitated by something that kind of fell off, I understand naturally, but this is pretty much unavoidable. That's the natural consequence of not only peeling them, but also shipping them in large numbers, and also when you're wearing them and them getting the process of friction. That's nothing to be worried about, nothing to be concerned. Just to give you a heads up, that's one of the downsides of having big beads like this. And the ridges also being like this, very external. However, it is worth mentioning that if a bead does get cracked, like for example, if you take a hammer and you crack it and it cracks in half, you definitely shouldn't wear that particular bead. You should remove it from your necklace, and because you have 108, you can remove many, meaning you can wear this for years or decades to come, and you'll be still fine. So 84 is the minimum you should wear. So just wanted to clarify that, if in case you purchase this and you find some small imperfection, that's natural. We live in a natural world. That's you're inevitably bound to face that. But otherwise, it's a fantastic, phenomenal spiritual tool. One of the most powerful spiritual tools that there is. I'm actually wearing exactly the one that I purchased from Nepal. Very aesthetic. I purposely chose the red, separating red division because it makes the mala, or that makes it much more stable. And that's exactly what I want and need from all of you. Become very stable and grounded in your energies. I wouldn't recommend you remove the red dividers. Mainly because you're going to be externally wearing this, or most likely, and it also makes it much more aesthetic and visually pleasing. So with that being said, this essentially concludes my Q&A. So I'm going to go back and read some of your comments. If you have any questions, please write them down. Let's see what we have. Oh, the volume is very low. My apologies. I think the volume was low when I was playing the audio of the videos. Yes, I'm gonna have to rework that as I continue to produce videos like this. But I'm sure you could adjust the volume back and forth as my volume gets louder and the desktop audio gets quieter. Okay, Crappy Blonde, I have joined your Discord server. Please advise on how you can get on a private session when appropriate. Yes, I will. So after this call is over, I will definitely message you. Mahesh, how to join the Discord. Okay, I'm going to send you, in virtually all of my videos in the description, there's a link to my Discord. And as after this video is ended, there will be a link to my Discord as well, and instructions on how you can purchase this Rudraksha. Mrs. Crappy Blonde, there you go, Mahesh. Yes, okay, I didn't see it. You can't send links here, unfortunately. You can find the link here. So you have to go to my description, or you click on my channel, and in the info box on my channel, there's also links to my Discord. Mahesh, so I have a question. So have you got the Janalinga pendant, and have you been on the Shivanga 40-day thing? I am wearing the Janalinga pendant. It's right underneath my shirt. I always wear it, and I've been wearing it pretty much since the day that I first purchased this. And no, I've unfortunately have not been on the 42-day Sangha. Some things happened between me and Isha Center. I couldn't stay there for the time that I wanted. But I ended up walking up Valangari Mountain, which is, I would say, much more powerful than any sadhana you can do. That's what I would recommend, is you walk up that mountain. Broski, I could feel something in my stomach. Maybe you're hungry. Yes, if you're sensitive, if you're receptive, this energy will definitely carry across, even the video screen, the computer screen, and you will feel something, if there is something to feel. Trembling from within, trying to hold it in as much as possible. Crappy Blonde says, Mahesh, I found it. Thanks again, Rudraksha Baba. So Rohan, shout out to Rohan, my blessed friend. He's a person that was with Nepal with me, and a close ally. So he's commenting, making a funny comment that there's this man that I met. His name is Rudraksha Baba in Kedarnath, and he was wearing so many Rudrakshas. It was basically, I don't know, 15, 100, 15, 20, 25, 30 malas he was wearing, and it was like head to toe. And he also was wearing a big cap made out of Rudraksha. So I have a video of him on my YouTube channel. It's called like Yogi Meets Agori, something like that. Yeah, it's search up Agori and you'll find them. I have 2 videos if you want to watch that. Maybe I will put this in the end credit of this video. For the videos you were playing, not your voice. Sorry, I'm an audio guy. Yes. Broski channel, when I looked at the mala. Yes, that's good. Same when you held up the malas. Okay, excellent. So I'm glad that it has an effect. And if it's placebo, some people are going to say, some scientists are going to say, oh, it's a placebo. I'm saying it's powerful and people are having powerful experiences. Well, maybe, not really. Although even if it is placebo, that's fantastic. Your mind is that powerful that you can create experiences at will. You shouldn't just create powerful experiences then watching me display a Rudraksha Mala. You should create powerful experiences 24 hours of the day. But this is not placebo, my friend. This is actually happening. So let's see. What else can I share with you? Yes, instructions on how to purchase this. So I have... That's correct. Placebo doesn't mean it's fake. How to purchase this is on the end of this video, in the description, or any of the description in my previous videos, recent ones, there's a link to my PayPal. You go to my PayPal and you send me 110 Canadian dollars. One caveat is make sure when you're sending the money, when you're sending the funds, choose family and friends option. Don't choose the service or goods option, because if you choose the service or goods option, PayPal will take a fee of $5 from the entire sale, which is unwanted and unreasonable. PayPal is nice, but better that money be spent otherwise. And I'm your friend, so you can trust me that this will get through. And yes, I'm the forerunner of this purchase, and the goods that you receive are directly as a result of me. So there's no middleman except the shipping company. So everything will go smoothly, and you will acquire this, and you'll be very happy, and you will want to send me a testimonial. In fact, also that's what I wish from the people that purchase this after, to send me a testimonial of a picture that you're wearing this or something else. So after you send the payment, 110 Canadian dollars, that includes shipping, by the way, so I will ship this to you essentially at no cost, or the cost is included. You send me a detailed shipping address, either in the PayPal message or on a private message on Facebook or wherever other places you can message me, Discord, and then I will ship it out. Shipping takes between 7 to 14 business days. If you're living in the United States, that's essentially when it's going to arrive, pretty soon. And if you're halfway across the world, maybe it'll take a little bit longer, like I haven't seen anything longer than like 15, 16, 17 days, maybe 21 days max. So it arrives fairly quickly. Still some work needs to be done on these, so likely you're going to receive it before Christmas time, at least that's my hope. And yes, I chose this consciously. This is something that I've acquired consciously, meaning this is a direction that I'm heading towards, that I want more people to be impacted by these powerful spiritual technologies, and for your intelligence to be enhanced and to grow, and spiritually for you to grow, so that you can impact the lives around you. This is a very important tool. This is a very fundamental tool. I'll show this to you again. This is a very fundamental tool for this. This is towards the aiding of your consciousness and of your spiritual growth. Extremely potent, extremely powerful, and the unique selling point that I have and that I'm capable of delivering is that this will be energized with the vibrations of Kailash, which you don't want to miss out on. If you ever have the intention of going to Kailash, this is a tool that you absolutely must invest in, because this will propel you towards that direction. And you purchasing this from me is also an added benefit. Why? Because I'm in the possession of these things, and I've gone to Kailash, I've achieved certain things, so it's also very auspicious. Also a great gift idea. Someone purchases with the intention of giving this as a gift. This particular man, if you're watching this, shout out to you. When this man recently came to my YouTube channel, I'm going to mention him here. I see great things, very positive things happening to this man. He's on a trajectory, a very large trajectory. The bubble is growing, and it just started growing and exponentially will grow. And I see you staying around my YouTube channel for a while, and so some very big things are happening in the future. So shout out to you. I'm going to put this down now. Yes, I always take those comments in as well, because it helps me make sure, placebo or not. Yes, you should be able to differentiate between placebo or not placebo. If something is powerful, you should have the sensitivity to perceive. And this is a tool to strengthen and aid in your perception. So I will stay on here for a few more minutes. If you have any other questions about Rudraksha or meditation, anything in general, I will answer them. After this video is over, you can still comment down below if you have any questions. And I'll just generally skim through some questions that people have about Rudraksha. Can you wear Rudraksha that was worn by somebody else? Like, for example, if I'm wearing this, I've been wearing this for a few days now. It's acquiring my energy. It's changing its personality, we could say, for a lack of a better word, towards my needs, my spiritual needs, and my unique identity. And if I were to take this off and put it on you, it probably wouldn't be so advantageous. Well, sure, it would help. I have some spiritual mastery. I'm sure it would aid you, but also it would kind of mix my energies with yours, which is not advised. At the same time, if I were to take this off and do certain things with it and cleanse its energy and return it back to its original state, then there's no problem for you to wear it. But generally speaking, you shouldn't wear people's Rudraksha. That's just not needed, not necessary. You get your own. It's a very intimate thing. It's in contact with your body. You shouldn't wear necklaces that have been worn by others. It's basically the same thing. Or clothes that have been worn by others. So in that way, it's true. Can you eat meat when you're wearing Rudraksha? Yes, if you still choose to eat dead suffering animal corpses, perfectly acceptable. Nothing, Shiva or God isn't going to punish you. In fact, well, let's just say this will make you become higher in your elevation. Your consciousness will raise. Maybe you will come to certain realizations. So if you're still choosing some things that maybe are favorable or unfavorable, this is not like you should stay away from certain things because God is going to punish you. No, you do whatever you like. You live your life. I'm assuming that you're headed towards the ultimate destination of spiritual liberation. This is a tool for you to get to that. Whatever needs to be done in your life, whatever needs to be removed or added, this will facilitate that. This is in essence connected to Shiva. You wear this, you in essence have a very powerful spiritual ally. What other questions can I answer here? How much do these bees cost? Why the price is $110? Well, the price is $110, A, because it's coming from me, B, because it's sourced from the Arun Valley, C, because it was quite difficult to acquire this. It's not an easy process, D, the amount of work that I had to do in my own spiritual life for me to actually acquire this is massive. I'm not going to get into this now, but I've tried this in the past. I've purchased many Rudraksha beads that I have in my garage that are just sitting there. One day I will show you the difference. And I thought that I'm going to put this for sale, and maybe I will one day, but not nearly the same price as this, because this just wasn't needed. This is needed now. This is needed not just from me, but from this fantastic place that you see here, Kailash. Right after I arrived from Kailash, this just came into my lap, and this needs to be done. So I'm the middleman between Shiva and you. So you purchase this, you'll greatly benefit. I promise you, my friends. This is not some simple thing that I'm selling. This is not some business that I'm making. I will be in business. I will sell lots of things. I will sell clothing and spiritual attire and various things. This is a little bit of a different category. This is should be very highly respected. And simultaneously also, this will be energized with the energy of Kailash, which I don't see many human beings have the potential and the knowledge and the resources to do something like this, to work with their energy and simply transmit it into an object for you to benefit from. This is in essence what consecration is. So all of these factors play in the price. And fundamentally, this is the most sensible, most stable price that I can place this at. This wasn't something that I logically came, I need to think about business-wise. No, this just instantly, okay, this is how much it is. Energetically, it's the right price. This is the right foundation. And I believe it's very fair. It's extremely fair. So that's the amount of sacrifice you need to make to acquire this. That's a proper way of putting it. Next, what other questions do arise? Rudraksha. Yes, why they're divided, like I said. So Sadhguru talks about you shouldn't wear Rudraksha that has division in between them. Maybe in the future video, I will show you a Rudraksha that has been divided, that has a division in between them, like with, so the way it is, it's a knot, a bead has been placed inside of the string, not a string, and then they tie a knot to divide the next bead, and then they place the next bead, and they tie a knot, and they place the next bead, tie a knot. That's very uncomfortable. So Rohan, if he's still in the chat, he has a necklace like that, because someone purchases from him, and I instantly thought, this is inappropriate. At least it would be a little bit uncomfortable to wear. It doesn't matter if they're divided or not. It's not really like it's going to make some huge difference if it's divided or not. It would make a difference if you're wearing less than 84 or if you're wearing one that's cracked. But this is very slight. This is very minimal. This is insignificant. And I purposely, consciously chose this to be divided for the aesthetics. That's a bonus. And the fact that it's placed outside of your skin, most likely if you place it inside of your skin or touching your skin, that's even better. That's more beneficial. But fundamentally, because it kind of suppresses the energy a little bit so that it's more stable, more suitable for you, more suitable for your social situations, and it won't kind of freak you out, at least in the beginning. So I would advise you not to remove this purchases as it is, and this is the natural way that it's done in Nepal. And yes, so it's very, very nice, very suitable energy. What else? The size. Some people may be put off by the size. The bigger the size, the more energy it has, the more material it has to exude and to grow. So the smaller ones are also very good, and you probably can't sleep with these on, or you shouldn't sleep with these on. If you sleep with these on, then as you lay down, they will probably crack because the pressure of you laying down on both of them or on one of them and you turning and from side to side, you shouldn't sleep with them on. You should just wear them throughout your day and then take them off and put them on your altar as I do at nighttime. That's the most suitable thing you can do. Also, you shouldn't shower with this and expose this to water. Don't shower with this, don't expose this to water. It will last much longer and it'll be more aesthetic if it's not exposed to water. If you do shower with it, it'll turn black very quickly because water gets absorbed by it and then it dries out and it's not a favorable thing. Yes, if you're wondering how it looks like under a t-shirt, well, probably it'll be a little bit bulky, so that's... So the chat has been disconnected. I'm not sure what happened, if my live stream has been disconnected, but I will continue on talking as if nothing. Okay, it's back. So also something needs to be mentioned about conditioning. Some people condition the Rudraksha. Sadhguru's foundation suggests that you condition it. Conditioning means you soak it in ghee, which is clarified butter, and then you soak it for 24 hours, and then you soak it in full fat milk for 24 hours. If you can get healthy ghee and healthy milk from animals that haven't suffered and haven't been tortured, I would advise you to do that. I don't think Shiva wants you to buy farms that animals have been tortured and then ultimately sent to the slaughterhouse for you to condition your Rudraksha. No. I want to find a vegan way to condition a Rudraksha, but it's not needed, especially when you first get it. Right now, probably for the first year, it's not a requirement at all. When you start to notice that the beads are becoming kind of, how should we say it, like dry, like they want some kind of oil, then you can think about, and I'm sure that I'll find a vegan option to condition them. But right now, especially when you get it, it doesn't need to be done. Okay. So Crappy Blonde asks, you might have just answered that question because I wear them to sleep. Yes. No, you're still here. So yeah, if you have smaller ones, like I have smaller ones underneath from Isha, I wear it to sleep, I wear it to shower, I wear it to everything because it's part of my body. And that's also very good. This is not like that. This is a little bit different, very big. You should still conduct this as a sacred object. You should still wear this. I wear this for every single time I make a video. I probably won't make a video without this because it enhances your consciousness. It enhances your intelligence, your speaking and your communication becomes much sharper and wiser. This connects you to the power of the Adiyogi and especially to Kailash. That's what I will make this. So this is a very big thing. Has a very big purpose and a very big intention. So what else needs to be shared? Sadhguru doesn't wear Rudraksha for some reason. I'm not sure why. Well, I kind of do know why, because he is Rudra. He is Shiva in essence. So it's his personal preference. But in his yoga center, every single brahmachari, every single monk that lives, that studies underneath Sadhguru wears a Rudraksha. And why? Because it so strongly connects you to Shiva. This is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful spiritual tool that you can acquire, this powerful source of energy, Shiva or Kailash, or both. Yes, the smaller ones are sourced from Indonesia. These ones are sourced from Nepal. These ones, at the very least, you can't sleep with it. That's the only downside. You can wear it anywhere you like. You can shower with it, but I strongly don't recommend it. It'll diminish its appearance and it'll make it more brittle much faster. So this is more special in that way. So don't shower with it. Don't sleep with it. That's the only downside. So that's the advantage of having a smaller one. What else should we add here before we conclude? Some other misconceptions. Don't wash this with any soap or detergent. Never. It should never come in contact with any harmful chemicals. Don't sleep with it on again. You don't wanna crack it. Let me see if I can Google some common Q&A questions about Rudraksha. Okay. What is it? How do they work? Who can wear it? Anyone can wear it, no matter how old you are, where you are in your spiritual journey. This 5-face Rudraksha, anybody can wear. Does Rudraksha give harmful and negative effects? No. That's funny. No. Maybe if you see your illusions disappearing as harmful, then it's very harmful. It makes your ignorance disappear. How much time will it take to see effects from wearing Rudraksha? Instantly, the second you put it on, if you're sensitive, it'll make you calmer, and it connects you to the energy of Rudraksha. I mean, to Shiva. Especially if you put these on, if you buy these. This connects you to Kailash, and it'll be properly energized, so you'll feel the effects right away. The longer you wear it, the better. How do we recognize or identify head or tail parts of the beads? Oh yes, that's an important question I'm going to get to. Can Rudraksha be worn with gemstones, crystal, magnetic items? Yeah, you can, but yeah, it's no problem. Is it true that Rudraksha shouldn't be worn before chanting the mantra? No, you should absolutely chant mantras while you're wearing a Rudraksha, and wear Rudraksha while you're chanting. That's an added spiritual bonus. It makes your spiritual practice that much more powerful. When I do my Shambho Mahamudra every day, I wear this because I want this to enhance me, and I also want to energize it much more powerfully. So if a hairline cracks appears, can it be worn? Or yeah, so it's a seed. Again, if a little piece is broken off, that's not an issue. But if you see a crack, an actual big crack, like a dam is cracking, then you probably should remove that Rudraksha. But feel it out intuitively. A big crack needs to happen before you actually remove this one big bead. But I've never seen my Rudraksha crack, so it's not really something you should be concerned about. But I'm just putting this out there for the future generations, or whoever's going to be watching this video, that if you wear this for 10 plus years, maybe you'll experience something like that. And then comes the topic of the bindu. So each Rudraksha has a bindu. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it is one bead that is made so that it's not a circular. So it's not a circular kind of necklace. If it is a circle, then the energy will just spin in a circular motion, and that's not favorable. So the bindu is generally placed, you can place it wherever you like, but traditionally it's placed behind your neck. That kind of hides that look. You can place it on the side here. That's also perfectly fine. You can hang it down, although this is seen as disrespectful. This is not really energetically, it has no meaning, has no difference. But some cultures may see this as disrespectful. In essence, what this thing is a dissipator of energy. This is why this 108th bead is placed not in a circular motion, but to kind of break the cycle of the circle, so that energy can be dissipated and leave from here. So where you place it also has some energy to it, but it doesn't really matter. So this is probably the most beneficial feeling. If you place this here, the energy will come out of you, or return back to your head, or return back to your source, whatever. So yeah, someone told me that wearing the bindu on the bottom is seen as disrespectful. I don't want to disrespect anybody, especially in Nepal. This is where it comes from. So I wear it like this, wear it behind me. But you can wear it on the side, on your chest, whatever you prefer. How will you energize them with Kailash energy? That's a good question. How do you energize something? Well, first and foremost, you have to have this energy within your body. You have to be connected with the source, with Kailash, which I am, both. And then you use your body as a channel, as a vehicle. And whatever mentally, the energy goes from within me, goes from Kailash, goes from my mind's consciousness into the beads themselves. And they start growing. They start becoming more powerful. It's like cooking something in the oven. It takes a while for it to roast, and then ding, it's complete. Not fully complete yet, but I'm definitely working on it. But of course, enough has been done, so at least you can't remove this energy, and enough has been done so that if you acquired it now, it wouldn't be such a big deal, meaning you would benefit definitely spiritually. But that's how it's done. It's a very technical process. Not really a technical process, but you don't really have to concern yourself here. It's like, how do you create a car? Well, maybe you want to know how to create a car, you go to a mechanic, but essentially you want to drive the car. That's the most important thing. And hopefully the car drives well. If the car drives well, unless you really are enthusiastic about this, which you should be, those aren't really questions that are worth investigating, because it takes a great deal of attention and changing your life in various ways to be able to consecrate something or work and use your energies in this way. So if you want to come into the mechanics shop, that's a totally different lecture or totally different Q&A. That's not for today. Crappy Blonde, I see. Thanks for the explanation. Positioning of the Bindu. Yes, you're welcome. So Broski asks, so I could potentially put my mala on a Kailash picture? Yes, if the picture isn't made out of plastic or metal or some other element, if it's wood, but that's not needed. Yes, you could theoretically energize it, but that's not really how it works. So this also brings to a very important topic that some people suggest and say that you shouldn't have the Rudraksha touch metal. That's absolutely true. Only specific types of metal, like silver, gold, maybe platinum. Probably platinum. Very precious metals like that, and also solidified mercury. Those are okay, because Rudraksha is a very programmable bead. And when it touches metal, it starts to absorb the quality of that metal. So if I were to place this on top of a steel or stainless steel and leave it for a day or two and put it back on, it wouldn't feel good. So don't do that. You can place it, the ideal place to place your Rudraksha, if you're putting it on your altar, is a cotton cloth. Simple, white, plain cotton cloth. That's the best place you can possibly put it outside of your body. Second best place is, well, you find some picture, you can place it on a picture, okay. But that's not really how you energize it. If you want to energize something, you have to work with your Vishuddhi chakra. You have to work with your throat chakra. You have to increase your spiritual competence by a lot for you to... Putting it on a picture the picture does reverberate with energy, and it will, the Rudraksha will absorb some of that energy, but it will be pretty much insignificant. Better that you put the picture somewhere properly in your room and have it reverberate, and you can make use of that, and you wear the mala, you wear the Rudraksha. And if you want to energize the Rudraksha, well, I'm here to do that for you. You don't have to really concern yourself with that. I'll build you the car, you just drive it. Make sure you drive it, please. Copper also, yeah. Copper, yeah. But better you stay away from touching Rudraksha with any metal. I mean, it's not really needed. Unless you want to, like you're wearing a copper necklace, which is okay, or you're wearing a silver or a gold necklace, perfectly fine. But don't place your Rudraksha on concrete, for example. You should never leave it on concrete for a long period of time, never. Because concrete is not good, and also it absorbs, and the energy of it gets removed. So not appropriate. I think Isha said something like if Rudraksha is placed on concrete for more than a week or two, it's basically garbage. You take the Rudraksha and you dispose of it, either throwing it in the river or burning it or digging a little hole in the earth and planting it there. That's also, by the way, the proper way of disposing this thing. If ever in the future, 100 years from now, if it is totally, totally gone, all the energy has been lost, and 108 of them have been cracked, you dig a hole and you place it inside the earth. So you bury it. It's an organic matter. So really there's no problem with it touching metals when you're wearing it, but don't place it on top of metal. The best place to place this is find a brand new cotton white cloth. It doesn't have to be white, but white is ideal. And you place it there. That's the best place that this can be on. I need a one-on-one with a master mechanic. Yes, well, we'll talk after this. If you're serious about these things, if you're serious on going on this path, no one better to ask me than myself. So we'll talk. I'll message you after this live is over on Discord. I think 48 hours, yes. 24, 48 hours, something like this. So it acquires energy and it's not good. Let's see. I just want to make sure that it's fully exhausted, this list. There's nothing that can come up, so people can be watching this 100 years from now and I can pretty much answer any of your questions. Okay, so what are the rules for carrying and maintaining Rudraksha? I've talked about this in the past. Don't expose it to water unnecessarily. After drying, you don't really have to worry about that. Don't put any soap on it. Keep separated from other keep a separate place. You put it on a cotton cloth. So that's the only maintenance that you should be concerned about is keeping it on your body. That's the best maintenance you can do. Is it okay for children or students to wear Rudraksha? Absolutely, especially when it comes to the 5 faces. Anybody, children of all kinds, anybody can wear this. Can women wear Rudraksha? Absolutely. Anybody can wear it, no matter what gender it is. It's suitable for human beings. If you're a human being, you should wear it. Is it okay for non-vegetarians to eat food while wearing it? Okay, let's see how this says. Depending on personal culture beliefs. It is recommended to remove the beads while eating meat. This is incorrect. You see, I don't want to give too many beliefs about food, because you might be eating food and you think, oh, it's something. Look, you're eating food, it's okay. Why they say to remove is because some elements, some things that you eat, let's say, for example, onions, not exactly suitable for spiritual growth. Or let's say you eat coffee or drink coffee, and a lot of it. Coffee is a nervous stimulant. It removes your prana. As it impacts your body, it also impacts this, because it's very highly programmable. That's why they say remove it and put it on. That's absurd. You don't need to do that. If you're on the path for spiritual growth and evolution, you don't have to, okay, now I'm going to do something bad, I need to take this off, or I'm going to do something good, I need to put this on. No. You keep it on. It'll change you. Whatever, if you need to eat more meat, everything will be fine. And you'll eat more meat and everything will be proper and fantastic. You don't need to worry about taking it off, or you're doing something sexual, I need to take it off because the tradition says so. No, you keep it on. If you're headed towards liberation, enlightenment, you keep it on for as long as possible. It'll remove the sidetracks. It'll balance you out. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a common misconception. Is it okay to eat? Yeah, we answer that. Can Rudraksha influence sexual desire? Not really sure what that means, but everything it restores your energy to a natural state, so everything becomes more normal. So in a way, it becomes better. Is it okay to have sex while wearing Rudraksha? There's no restrictions. Don't worry about it. You can wear it. It's not some bad thing. Can non-Hindus wear Rudraksha? Absolutely. It's made for human beings, not if you're born in some geographic location. It doesn't mean anything. Let's see. We'll go to 1 or 2 more sites. Make sure. What is Rudraksha? Why is it important? Where is it available? It grows in the Himalayas. What Rudraksha have in special? Okay, this wasn't made by an English speaker. Who can wear Rudraksha? Okay, one more. Last one. Benefits. I've talked about many benefits here. We should talk about some of the benefits. Memory and power, reducing anxiety, regulating blood pressure, helping cure diseases. Okay, so there are up to 21 faces of Rudraksha. Who can choose the right bead? Well, 5 beads. That's the common prescription. How to wear Rudraksha? You just wear it. Let's talk about some of the benefits very quickly, very generally, very broadly. We've mentioned this in the past. It protects you from negative energies, from occult influences. It removes that completely, totally from your life. It, number 2, helps you have a stable body, helps your energies to become calm and relaxed, and your body to become calm and relaxed. It reduces your blood pressure. Number 3, it cocoons your energy. It cleans your aura. It makes you more stable within yourself. It makes it like you're walking with your home everywhere you go. It's fantastic for traveling. Number 4, it increases your consciousness, it enhances your consciousness. It connects you to the Adiyogi, or connects you to the energy of Shiva. It is for someone that is living a conscious life, or intending to go towards being a more conscious human being, being more awake, more liberated, more enlightened human being. This is the best, literally the best tool for that. So if you're on the enlightenment path, this is what you must buy. And what other benefits are there? Well, it connects you to Shiva, and specifically the ones that that I will share with you. It will connect you to Kailash. You see behind me, or in front of me here on the side. What's more beneficial for a beginner, Mercury or Rudraksha? Both are fantastic. Both are excellent. Both are amazing. By the way, you shouldn't play around with Mercury. Mercury is dangerous. Liquid mercury is in its elemental form. It evaporates. It goes into your lungs. You can get quite sick from it, so don't do that. But when it's done in a proper way, when it's solidified, and especially when it's coated with silver, then there's no contact to it. You just benefit from the density of it. It's extremely powerful. It's also one of Shiva's kind of elements, but I would say Rudraksha is much more powerful, much more beneficial for enhancing your spiritual growth because it works directly on your consciousness. With Mercury, it's more energy thing. You can energize it, you can consecrate it. It deals with the throat chakra. It doesn't have an intelligence really of its own. This has an intelligence of its own. It kind of reverberates with Shiva's intelligence. This is a part of his body, you could say. So I would definitely buy this first. And I did buy this first. I bought lots of this when I first became aware of this, and I'm glad I did. So that's the end of the stream, my friends and ladies and gentlemen. I pretty much have exhausted this. It's been almost 2 hours. If you watch 2 hours, do me a huge favor and like this video. Smash the like button, as the kids say. This will get this video to be shared with more people. This will become more recommended if you like it. If you don't like it, or click the dislike button, whatever you prefer. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them either privately or you can comment down below if I haven't answered anything. Subscribe to my channel, of course. Subscribe to Sadhguru's channel. I've listed the instructions on how to buy this in the description of this video. Will be linked to my PayPal. You send $110 with the option of being a friends and family, not goods and services, because you don't need to pay $5 in fees, or if you want to avoid fees. And that includes shipping. So the shipping price is already included with the price. And you send me your full shipping address and I'll ship it out to you probably within the day. If you're watching this, probably in a few days when the postal office opens. That's it, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this video with anybody that wants to benefit from Rudraksha. If you want to buy this as a Christmas present, it's an excellent present option to give. And share this with your friends. And that's it. Have a good day. Be blessed. Goodbye.